Yeah.
Repeating again. We're gonna start introducing yourself. I need two things: why this training, and expectation from this training.
Yeah. Hi, Bhaskar. This is Komal here. I am from SQL DBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, since I'm supporting Microsoft SQL, so Azure is much needed for me as henceforth in future we'll be having lot of database support in Azure. So I
Okay.
want to, yeah, that is why I need Azure training, and my expectation is very soon our clients are moving to cloud support. Hence, I need this Microsoft Azure training.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So thank you so much, and I'm just trying to expectations here, and move on to Balakrishnan Palani.
Yeah, Bhaskar. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm audible. Yep. I've been working for Pfizer project, and as like the market is booming with Azure, and so I just wanted this training to like grow myself. And also we do have Ramesh with me, but he's facing some difficulty, so he'll also introduce himself once again.
Okay.
Hi Bhaskar and hi all. I'm been working with Windows and VMware and Citrix more than 7 years. So the booming technologies nowadays and cloud and all technologies are moving to cloud. So I want to be better in my career. So looking for, even I have some basic concept of Azure and all, but I don't have that much deep knowledge on that thing. So I'm looking for more info and I can clear my some doubts here.
Mhm. Okay. What is your expectation like once you completed the training? So what is your expectation?
My expectation first I'll do my certification, then I'll look for a better opportunity in Atos or outside.
Okay.
Primary option goes to Atos. If I have a good
Okay. Okay. Agreed.
that I cannot. I mean, it's again depends on internal these things, right? So if I'll get any good chance to work on Azure and internally, I'm good to okay that. Otherwise, down the line I have to go outside for because I have to utilize my knowledge, right, which I have learned here.
Okay. Thanks, Bala. And we make. I think Atos will retain you with your skills since you're
Yep.
experienced. Yeah. So move on.
Thanks, Bhaskar.
Yeah. Thanks, Bhaskar.
Yeah. Akhil Khan. Guys, can we move on? I want everyone to introduce. First, you can start with your name, and then you can start introducing yourself.
Hi, this is Manas. Good morning to all. I have 7 years experience in Linux. As everything is moving towards clouds, I just wanted to upskill my knowledge. And expectation is just grab as much as knowledge I can.
Knowledge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, man. We'll move on.
Hi,
Uh,
this is Hariram. I'm supporting your hand. I have
Hey, I have some difficulties in hearing you. Could you please stay pretty close to the mic?
now it's audible.
You're audible with little disturbances over the line.
Okay. Yes or no? What about now?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Hariram. Good morning, everyone. This is a Azure training in our project already implemented. Some of the people are already started working on this. So I am going to participate once I completed the training and once I learned this about the Azure. So my expectation is, I'm going to fulfill my expectations in our Aslan project.
Okay, it's more like a project requirement. You got to learn and then support in the project, right? Agreed. Agreed. Thank you so much, Ari. We'll move on.
Hey, hi, this is Vedish from monitoring team. I just want to upgrade my skills in cloud computing. So and also I want to work on, I want to shift my platform. So basically I've done my MTech in networking. So what I'm really not satisfied. So
Okay.
I just want to shift my domain.
Okay.
So
Upskilling.
that is why,
Okay.
that is why I'm interested in learning Azure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for expressing your, the urge on learning this technology. I understand you better. You have expertise on something and that the role doesn't meet the expectation. Now mind,
Yes.
you just focus on things which you are, passionate about, and definitely
Yes.
this Azure training will be part of it. Okay.
Yes.
I'm assuring you after this training, definitely the view, whatever the stuff which you have will definitely change on the cloud. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We'll move on.
Yeah, good morning, Bhaskaran. This is Lava Kumar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supporting for Siemens project. The training is like learning for the Azure cloud. Major booming is now cloud technology. The
Mm-hmm.
expectation is the major clients are moving to the cloud, and I have to be ready to obtain for new technology. If my client or any other client which are supporting by Atos, I have to be
Mm-hmm.
ready to obtain that. That is my
Okay.
expectation.
Hi, Bhaskar. This is Ashok. Okay. Basically, I'm just looking, to the Azure, like where I want to improve my skills on to go to the automation, where the business is moving, to that, cloud to we get everything is automation. So basically, I'm from to the Microsoft, technology where I worked recently. I mean, initially also like, servers and Hyper-V and all. So I just want to improve my skills to be, more into the, cloud. That's why I just selected to learn Microsoft Azure.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Ashok. We'll move on. Vikrant Sengani. Hey, can we have the other voices?
Hi, Bhaskar. This is Ramesh here. I have some issue with my laptop. I'll be joined soon. For now, I am with Bala. While
Okay.
from here only.
Okay. No problem, Ramesh. So the question is, what do you need this training? What is the expectation from the training?
Already I have introduced myself.
Okay. 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 Thanks. We'll move on. Other people? Come on, guys.
Hi, all. Good morning. This is Ravi Kishore.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm working with RMG. So I'm an IAS middleware consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to upskill my knowledge in Microsoft Azure since everything is moving into cloud. So
Mm-hmm.
main reason. And actually, my expectation is I want to get thorough knowledge about this. Then I want to move on to architecture level. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah. We'll move on. Vikrant.
Hi, Bhaskar. I've joined Ramesh here.
Okay, great. Can we hear from Vikrant? Could you hear me? Akil Khan.
I just want to update. Sometimes this circuit is not allowing to speak. In the that's reason maybe getting it delay and to speak.
Okay, no problem. In that case, you can use a text. I mean, you can put a text now saying you have an issue with the circuit. As you can see, I just typed it. So hope you can see my text. I have just texted. Let me know if you could see the text over circuit.
I'm just reading. I think I'm not seeing that. That's message.
No, Bhaskar, I am also not able to see the text. I'm just seeing that Azure, the cloud for modern business window.
Agreed. You could, I mean, you could just view the PPT, right? So
yes, we just only see the PPT and login post and the users. We could not see any option where we can type if we get any issue while speaking.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, if you could see, this checkbox, switch to menu view, where you can have an option to text. Can you see here? So I've just texted, and we are all part of this chat room, and I'm not sure why you could not able to view it. So none of you could able to view my text?
Bhaskar, actually, we have logged in via circuit, but the thing is like, it is not, we are not having that link to join directly. So we are using Chrome. So that could be the reason I think we are not into this conversation chat.
Yes, I guess the same thing.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay, fine. We'll figure it out later. I mean, we'll see an option whether I could directly add you in terms of requesting through the circuit.
Bhaskar, one more you can think. Actually, you can create a calendar in circuit and you can add all the members. So it will pop up in circuit. There you can chat with everyone.
Okay.
Like how we will create a meeting for Skype, right? In the same way, just we have to create a meeting for circuit. So in this case, you will directly no need to go anywhere. You can join as a member of a meeting instead of guest. Now I believe we are all guests.
Okay. Yeah, sure, Ramesh. I'll take your help. And this tool I have to explore a lot. Okay, we'll take your help. Sure. Okay, we'll move on. There we go. It's me, Bhaskar Manogaran. I hold 9+ years of experience into IT. I started my career as an hardware and networking engineer, where I used to service desktops, motherboards, laptops, printers, and moved on to a desktop support engineer, then system administrator. Then I joined HP with a service delivery consultant. I'm a former employer of HP, and I served as a service delivery consultant level 2. Then moved on to a different company called Microsoft Technologies, where I served as an IT infrastructure admin. I joined VMware as a technical training specialist, and I have trained at least 3,000+ professionals within VMware, where I used to handle all laterals and freshers training. So whoever joins to VMware, they have to undergo like 1 month of training, and I was part of the team, and I was part of VMware Technical Support University. And I got promoted as a knowledge champion, where I moved on to documentation team, where I need to build or I have to publish VMware KB articles. And later, later it's like 2.8 years with HP, and moved on to Atos, and I'm with Atos since February, so close to 6 months now, 5 to 6 months now. And Globally, I have trained 7,000 professionals on VMware virtualization as my core, and as a freelancer as well. And I do trained on people from different corporates like IBM, Accenture, Mindtree, and Cisco, and so on. And here I am to get started with Azure training. And with Atos, I have delivered a classroom session already, and that got completed last week. And this is the first session I'm delivering over in web, that is through online training. And I hold this certification. So from VMware, I have VMware VCA, VCP, 5.x, 6.x. To be more specific, I have all certifications within VCP. That is VCP on data center virtualization, networking, storage, and so on. And I do hold and VMware Certified Advanced Professional 5.x certification. And from Microsoft, I hold MCITP, ITP, and from ITL, I have ITL V3. Question. So, is any of your friends or colleagues who completed a classroom session? Any idea? Who were part of my session?
Yes, my team members. There are two engineers. Initially they attended for the classroom training, and it was good to know that they shared a very good feedback about that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Mina, who's this?
Raghavendra.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now we're gonna get started with few things. So I'm not gonna right away jump into Azure. We're gonna do some, kind of an. I'm gonna share my screen. There'll be some images. There'll be some connectivity stuff, and since I feel like I want to start from the scratch, so I'm gonna do some activities. So hope you all can help me with that. Keep going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up a web browser, and I'm gonna bring up few tabs, and you're just gonna observe carefully, and you're gonna answer to me few things. So to do this, let me bring this browser window. Hope you're all observing now.
Yes.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So keep observing. So what I'm gonna do is, you can see under power control, I'm gonna power on something. Clicked on it. So can anyone tell me what happened here?
Till you didn't apply the system, I guess.
No, I didn't turn on the monitor actually. It's in the data center. The server is on and the monitor was off, so we could not view what is happening in the backend. So the intention was to bring two things. And let me bring my paint. You have seen two consoles. One is drag, other one is phone, right? Can anyone tell me like how I was able to share an IP camera that is over an application called AnyDesk? Can anyone tell me?
Might be it's connected over network, which is on iDRAC network.
And let me bring this up again. Here, here I'm just gonna connect to the the camera, and you'll still see that I could able to connect to the camera, but you don't see that something is powered on, or I mean the monitor is off, so you won't see. But still you can hear this noise.
Yeah.
Where the machine is running, and let me try to control. Can you hear the noise?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The machine is on, and you don't have a view to directly view the power options. So this is the rack, and this is APC rack. It runs with an Dell PowerEdge R710 servers, and which has got dedicated power backup and internet connections, and there are few load balancers. Let me navigate to the app. For the hub, you can see there are LAN connections and TP-Link load balancers and internet connections, LAN cables, power cables. Yeah. Here you can see here you can see two things. One is the navigation on my phone. You could see over the screen. In it, whatever I do on my screen now, everything you can view over here. If I minimize this app, close this app, come back, view news, see anything which I launch here, right? So you can view it on the applications. So can anyone tell me like how many layers involved? I mean, how many layers and involved on this connectivity, and how this happens? Anyone? So you're seeing now two things. One is the drag console here. The other one is the phone console here. How could I able to connect to both the devices? Anyone?
Both the devices.
Both of them the same network, same. I mean, some dedicated.
No, both are in the same network.
But
The,
it's Dell. DRAC is supported. I mean, it's from Dell, and I don't know any desk. This phone is from other vendor, I believe.
Okay.
I see that DRAC is separately we configuring the switch to access the servers from the back end. But phone, I'm not sure how it is going to be configuring because this is first time I'm seeing, to see the monitor from the cam.
Okay, great. Okay, any other guesses? Can you tell me how this happens?
Bhaskar, both are connected through the Internet Explorer. Okay, so we could access either phone, either DRAC. So we have a opportunity to view through the web. View multiple devices can connect.
Good. Okay, now we'll come back individual topic. What do you mean by a DRAC? Why we need it?
When primary network goes down, like to access to the servers even without network, there is a call like a DRAC, okay, which we are using on the different switch and different VLAN where we are going to accessing only physical servers from the data center using of DRAC.
Okay. Is anyone is hearing a DRAC for the very first time in this?
Yeah,
Who is this?
Ravi.
Sorry?
Ravi Kishore.
Ravi Kishore. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Are you hearing DRAC is the very first time? Okay, great. So DRAC is nothing but a remote management controller where there will be a dedicated card that will be like a NIC card. We call it as access control port, where this specific NIC card will be used to enable KVM, keyboard, video and mouse. Even though your server is down, let's take an example. You have a physical server and the server is down with power in terms of it's not on, it's powered off. And your main Ethernet connections, example, by default you will get 4 Ethernet cables. If all the 4 connections are failed, still you could able to connect to the server remotely with the help of a remote console called DRAC port. Okay, let me show you the back panel of Dell PowerEdge R710, so we'll have more clarity now. Okay, hope you could see this. See my screen, guys.
Yes. Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is this is the back panel of a physical server. In this is Dell PowerEdge R710. This is the 11th generation server, and the latest one is like 14th or 15th generation. This server is released like at least 8 years before, 6 to 8 years before, and whatever you could see here, which is in red, this is gonna be this is your. Let me put it in this. Okay, put it on here, and this is the console port.
Last week.
Pay attention. I request you to put it on mute yourself. I heard a voice. So this is console port. This is nothing but the DRAC port. So you see here, there are 4 different ports. These are all called NIC ports. Let me use this. NIC network interface card. So all the cables whichever is connected to the switch, it's failed, right? And the power connected to this is failed, and still you could able to connect to this KVM. Okay, and this KVM, I mean both power, no, at least one power, because the KVM can't need an do need an power, because the KVM card is running on this board. A board should have a power. At least if one power is failed, still you have a power, but the machine is off. Machine is turned off. Can anyone tell me if a machine or a server is down, are you able to RDP?
No.
No.
No. Okay. So in that case, you have only one option called remote management console. So this specific port will be connected to a switch which has got redundant network, and these ports will be connected to a different switch. So even though the switch is down, the ports are down, and the router which is connected to this NIC card are down, and one of the power on this machine is down, and it still runs with one more power, and if the machine is down, right? So you can use, or you can make use of the port called service console port, which will enable as KVM, which means it will make you feel like you are sitting in front of the machine. What are the things you can do in front of the machine? Like you can click on power button, right? You can reboot, you can press long, you can continuously press the power, and on and off, everything can be performed here. Okay, and that console is over here. Okay, reset up and power it on. Now my machine is on. Okay, just have a look now. I'll just minimize this. Meanwhile, bring it up. Meanwhile, so now you know the first part, that is drag. Why we need drag? We need to power on remotely. Okay, even though you don't have a direct RDP connection, still you can manage this server, entire server remotely. And now in the back end, we could see something. Can anyone tell me what is this console is all about? Guys?
vCenter.
vCenter, no.
No, you mean drag, or which is visible now?
This console.
This console is
ESXi console.
ESXi console. Okay. So how many of you know VMware?
Yeah, I know.
yes.
I know.
Okay, at least like can I hear like 6 to 7 people?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Because if you want to learn cloud, there are 2 layers which you need to learn. One is the hardware layer, other one is the hypervisor layer. If you know both the layers, or if you know the building blocks of cloud, and you can easily understand cloud. People who doesn't know about both of them, that's why I started here. Okay, I'm starting from the scratch. I started with the hardware, that is Dell PowerEdge R710. I have shown you the how the hardware looks like in terms of back panel, the power options, and now we're gonna view about hypervisor. Okay, we'll see what you mean by hypervisor and how it helps cloud and so on, right? So this is nothing but VMware bare metal hypervisor product called VMware ESXi 6.5. The latest version is VMware ESXi 6.7. And I request all of you to make a note, whatever things which you learn now. Let's take an example. You are learning something about DRAC. You can make a note. And hope you all received my email on local contracts to collect your book, pen and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. And I'm a person who always, more keen on writing. So I always feel like I want to write. If I'm learning something, I'm keen on writing. Let's take an example. I'm recording this session. Yes, I completely agree. The recording is one single stretch. It's like 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 3 hours, or 4 hours, whatever it is. But suddenly you want, in between you want to navigate to a specific topic. You don't know which minute it was discussed. Every time you have to search for a specific minute, or you have to watch entire video to get the content. Let's take an example. At the 59th minute, if I'm speaking about Azure PowerShell command line or Azure command line. So if you want to make a note of that, or if you want to view, or if you want to learn about it, every time you have to navigate to the specific minute, which you cannot remember if you want to navigate to some other topics, right? So I highly recommend grab a pen and a book. Please make a note of things which you are learning now, because this really makes sense for me, because your notes is your knowledge. Because I maintain my own notes. Since 9+ years, I maintain my own notes for any kind of technology. So I'll maintain. It's more like a diary for me. There is a diary, so I'll keep on writing my own learnings. So I recommend you to have your own notes on your book. Hope this is fine with you guys.
Yeah, Bhaskar.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll move on. And okay, can you see all these machines here?
Yeah.
Okay, these are all called virtual machines. Means with the help of one single hypervisor, you can create multiple virtual machines. So to understand this better, let me bring up my notepad file. To understand the cloud, two things you should know. That is, one is hardware, two, virtualization. Okay. We started with the hardware, Dell PowerEdge R710. Now we're gonna learn about virtualization. So what is virtualization? Virtualization is nothing but technology which transforms hardware resources into software. Okay, to understand this virtualization, let me ask you a question. Bala, so you have heard about biology, right?
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell me what you learn in biology?
On plants.
Okay. Or what do you mean by biology? Yeah, thinking about your school teacher now. Okay.
Yes. About the plans and other like
Study of life.
study of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Study of life. That's it,
So,
man. So in biology, we will study about study of living things. I mean, biology means study of living things. There are two sections. One is botany and zoology, right? Similarly, virtualization is nothing but a technology. In that, we're gonna learn how exactly you're gonna make use of one single hardware to create multiple virtual machines. Okay, or to be more specific, it is called how you're gonna learn how exactly the physical resource being transformed into a virtual resource, that is software based machine. Here you can see a naming convention called transform. Transform means conversion from one state to another state. So we need some kind of a transformer or a software which can convert from hardware resources into software. Okay, to understand this, I'll switch on to Paint. Okay, let's take an example. We have a phone, on top of it Android OS, on top of it you click images dot jpeg. Okay, so you see here everyone uses smartphone, right? Smartphone is nothing but an hardware on top of hardware OS, on top of it files. A hardware, operating system and a file. So here what you can capture in this image, some kind of a action. That image you are capturing some kind of an action. Let's take an example. We all, over attend this, the session, all circuit members, we are like 13 plus people. Just think like we are in Goa, that too on December 31st evening. Okay, we're gonna celebrate New Year in Goa, right? So we were in party and I was in my, my fancy dress, and everyone in their own attires. So we're gonna have a photo session. So I'm giving some kind of an selfie based actions, and the other person is capturing with some other actions, right? In that image you can see some kind of a motion, maybe running, dancing, right, and all these things. So there is an action, physical action that is being captured as an image format. Okay, the same thing here. On top of, in virtualization technology, you will have a server, example Dell PowerEdge R710. We're gonna relate our learning on this phone to virtualization. There is R710 server. On top of it you have just seen there is something called ESXi. On top of it you have seen something called VMs. So here how we can relate it. Now you see that hardware is equal to this, OS is equal to this, files is equal to virtual machines. So how you converted this action, example dancing is an action, right? Here you're gonna make use of your CPU, NIC, hard disk, memory. So you have 4 different physical resources that being used within the virtual machine as a virtual resource. How this happens? That is with the help of an hypervisor or an operating system. For a layman understanding, ESXi is like an operating system. So with the help of ESXi, you can create multiple virtual machines. Okay, and here the transformer is ESXi. So you can mention transformer. The transformer here is ESXi. Did you understood?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, boss.
Okay. Can anyone brief like what you understood?
How we can better utilize the hardware instead of using as a one server, we can use the VT technology to create multiple VMs or whatever it may be. For in
Okay.
this case, we can say multiple VMs that we can use for multiple applications or multiple users or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
With single hardware, you can create multiple sessions on multiple screens.
As simple as this. Yes. See, whoever started, the first way of briefing it. Yeah. So the advantages of virtualization, but for me, I expected you to explain what you understand from this diagram. Yeah. So here you have a phone, you have an operating system, and you're capturing some action, and that is available in the form of a file. Same thing here. Here we have physical resources, and we have our operating system. On top of it, that is ESXi. On top of it, you can create a virtual machine. So the physical resource are being transformed into virtual resource. So here in this JPG, photo, physical resources is human. We are doing some action, dancing, jumping here and there. That is being converted as an virtual format. So we can call JPG is a virtual form of you, or a shadow copy of you, snap of you. Same thing here. Dell PowerEdge R710. It's a physical server. Virtual machine is a virtual server. So with the help of physical server, you can create multiple virtual servers or virtual desktops through a transformer called ESXi. Is that clear?
Yes.
Great. So in virtualization technology, the transformer name is called hypervisor. Let's see what I mean by hypervisor. Hypervisor is nothing but software or firmware which allows to run multiple platform independent VMs. Okay. Hypervisor is nothing but a software or a firmware. Example, ESXi is like a software operating system which allows us to create multiple independent virtual machines. What do you mean by independent virtual machines? Can anyone give me a try? What do you mean by independent virtual machines?
It means we can
Multiple
create.
OS.
Okay.
Hey, I can hear a female voice. Yes, ma'am.
Actually means we can create virtual machines with different versions. Like we can create server operating system. We can create any client operating system machines with any client operating system. Means we can use different operating system on same hypervisor. I think.
Okay.
Or
no, that's okay. Yeah, we have platform means what? Linux or Windows, which means one single machine you can have a Windows operating system. The other virtual machine you can have a Linux operating system. Example is over here. So I just powered on a virtual machine. Currently, this machine is running with Windows 2016 server. So as you can see, Windows is loading. Similarly, I do have other virtual machines. Example, OpenFiler. OpenFiler is a Linux-based operating system. I'll power it on now. So you can see here two different operating systems. So one is the Windows, the other one is the Linux. There we go. My Windows machine is loaded. Let me put it side by side. Okay, as you can see, OpenFiler is a Linux-based machine. You can see in the, it's loaded actually, and you can see Windows machine also. So platform independence means every virtual machine will have its own operating system, and it is not dependent on other operating system which is running on other virtual machine. Example, Windows 2016 is no need to have any dependency with OpenFiler machine which is running on another machine. An OpenFiler machine should not need to have any kind of a dependency on a Windows machine. So both are individual, and if I power off one of the machine, will not impact the power of other machine. As you can see here, I just turned off my Windows machine and it's getting down, and still it's down now. And as you could see, my OpenFiler machine, it's still on. It's still on and running. Okay. So this is called platform independent.
Kind of multi-tenant.
Yeah, you can name it whichever way you wanna put it, but in virtualization terminology, we address it as platform independent. Hey, may I know your name? The female voice. I'm just making the training expectations here.
Preeti.
Preeti. Preeti.
Right? Priti. Yes.
Okay. Tell me, ma'am, why you want to learn Azure and what is your expectation from this session?
Just to learn new technology. I am in Citrix technology right now, so I am in Citrix technology, so just to learn new technology.
Okay, and just want to bring to you guys. See, I have got the expectation. If you calculate like 7 or 8 people randomly, so most of them wanna upgrade their skills, and also another line I heard is project. So it's a project demand, and already there is a project. I have to support the project and so on, and other people want to upgrade their skills. Okay, thank you guys. So here, virtualization hypervisor, and we know what you mean by hypervisor. And hypervisor is your ESXi. On top of it, you can create platform independent virtual machines. Now, there are 2 types of hypervisor. Like in biology, there are 2 branches, zoology and what is that? Botany. Yeah. Similarly, in hypervisor, we have 2 types. One is bare metal hypervisor, which runs directly on hardware, and the second one is hosted hypervisor, needs OS to run. I'll put an example VMware workstation, and here example. Can you give me an example, guys?
ESXi.
There you go, man. Yes, it is. ESXi 6.5.
Hyper-V.
Yeah, Hyper-V also we can call it as in bare metal hypervisor. Yes. Okay, great. So we have seen ESXi now. Let me bring up my VMware workstation. How many of you have not installed or worked on VMware workstation?
I have not worked.
Who is this?
I worked a lot in workstations.
Yeah, this is Komal.
Okay. The question is, who is not
Bhaskar.
worked on workstation? Yeah.
Even this is Vedish. Even I have not worked on this.
Okay. Thank you. So you can see here VMware workstation. This is called hosted hypervisor, which means I'm running this VMware workstation on top of my Windows 7 operating system. And you have seen ESXi. ESXi is like an Windows 2016 operating system where you can download as an ISO image and you can boot directly on top of an hardware. And VMware Workstation need an Windows 7 OS first. You need to install Windows 7 first. On top of it, you install VMware Workstation. On top of it, you can create your own virtual machine. Okay, here you can see there are virtual machines here, and I can power on these virtual machine here as well. See, I could load virtual machine, and I do have a Windows based machine, that is Windows 2016, and I have ESXi. And like how I have powered on two machines now, one is the open filer machine, the other one is Windows 2016. Similarly, I have powered on one, let's think this is an Linux based machine, the other one is Windows machine. So I can run same kind of machines on workstation also. And the powerful hypervisor here is bare metal hypervisor. Bare metal hypervisor is like a server operating system, and hosted hypervisor is like a client operating system. Server operating systems are designed to run for a long duration and which can be highly scalable, ID available, and which includes the functionalities or features like availability, scalability, security, compute to storage, networking. You can scale in all angles. That is all about bare metal hypervisor. And hosted hypervisor, VMware Workstation, you can go up to 100 to 150 machines. But in terms of ESXi, in one single ESXi, you can run 1024 VMs. So the power of virtualization is you just purchase only one physical server. On top of it, you install ESXi 6.5 or 7. On top of it, you can create 1024 individual platform independent virtual machines. And these virtual machines you can run with a Windows based operating system, a Linux based operating system, any combinations is fine. In fact, you can run Apple operating system, Mac operating system as well. The only thing is, instead of Dell server, use Apple servers. Okay, so hypervisors are capable enough to run all major operating systems available in the market. So here I want to add Hyper-V, also part of bare metal. Microsoft claims yes, Hyper-V serves like an bare metal, but actually it's a service which is enabled on top of in 2016, 2012, 2008 machines. So we can consider this as an bare metal hypervisor because Microsoft claims this is an which this code, whatever the services or the roles which we enable directly runs on the hardware. So Hyper-V from Microsoft and ESXi from VMware. Okay. Yeah. So any doubts on this? Anyone? Any doubt on this?
No, Bhaskar.
Just a small question. Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. It's a question is a question. No small question. You can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. For VMware Workstation, we don't need license, but for ESXi 6.5 or Hyper-V, we need license. Am I right?
Who said so? By default, you will get 60 days trial period. Okay. You can. Ultimately, you need it. All products that comes with some kind of a licensing, yeah. But by default, you will get like 6 days trial licensing. You can make use of. Actually, my servers are running in. The data center servers what you have seen in the example, no?
Okay.
So this is running on trial licensing itself.
Okay.
As you can see somewhere, evaluation. Expiring date, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 days trial licensing with all full features you can get it on ESXi. You can download and you can install on any hardware. Okay, and that's how we made use of this ESXi software on top of a Dell server. Okay, if there's any other doubt, is it
Bhaskar?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, please. Yeah, can you please once again repeat that hosted hypervisor? You said needs OS to run, right?
Okay, great. No problem.
First one is clear.
Sure, it's clear, no?
Yeah.
No problem, my friend. I'm here. I'll just be brief it for you in detail now. One moment.
Bhaskar, I have one question.
One moment. Let me finish this.
Yeah,
just hold it there.
Sure.
I'll just finish answering this question and then you can raise your question. Right? Yeah. So as you can see, this is my Atos provided laptop where I have running with
Bhaskar, not able to see yours.
Not able to see my screen?
Able to.
Okay,
No.
one moment. Okay, no problem. Share this. How about now? Can you?
Yeah, we are able to.
There we go. Okay. Properties. Okay, I'm currently running with a Windows 7 Enterprise, 8 GB RAM, and Atos provided laptop. On top of it, I installed VMware Workstation Professional. Okay, VMware Workstation Professional, it's an .exe based application which you can download from VMware portal. VMware Workstation download. As you can see, VMware Workstation Pro download for free. So you can use this like 1 month. VMware Workstation is free for only 30 days. And there are awesome hackers available in the market where you can get the license key for free. Right? So VMware Workstation 14 is the the latest version. And if you need a key, you're gonna search with only one keyword, that is VMware Workstation 14 license key. Yeah, there you go. But it is not highly recommended, without an proprietary licensing to install an application. So I have the license key, whatever the key which I installed on my machine now, it's a proprietary license key. And if you still want to make use of this product after 30 days, there are websites which can provide license key, and I have tested, it's working, so you can make use of it. So .exe based application I have installed on this Windows 7 machine, and once I install it, right, you'll see this console. Once you install this, once you launch this application, right, you'll see this screen. Then file, new virtual machine, or click on create virtual machine, and I can build my own operating system. It can be Windows, Linux, and so on. And VMware Workstation supports all major operating system, I would say above 90% existing, top trending, in use, production or testing operating systems which you can make use of. And you can install like individual operating system. And once you create a virtual machine, you can install your own operating system. Yeah. So this is all about hosted hypervisor. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, shoot your question, sir.
Yeah, like unlike VMware Workstation, VMware ESX servers have license key, right? I don't think so Hyper-V Manager or Hypervisor require a license because it's an inbuilt feature of Windows, right?
You're right. You don't need to have a dedicated license key. But for number of cores you use, there is a license key actually. in Hyper-V, right? So Microsoft, again, sells on the basis of number of cores. Let's take an example. You purchased a product called Windows 2016 with Hyper-V for 4 cores, right? And you cannot use more than 4 cores with that license key. Okay, it will throw out an error. Or even though you can install the operating system, you cannot enable the Hyper-V roles. It will throw an error. Currently, this license key will not support more than 4 physical cores. As such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one more thing, guys, I have sent out an email to all of you guys with some checklist.
Bhaskar, actually, like this invite is forwarded by my manager, so I don't have like direct email.
No problem.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's not an issue. So just have a look here. I have sent. I mean, there are 18 people who were nominated for the session, and I have sent out an email with there are few things, student checklist. Like you should have this, and you should have a Microsoft account, Azure account created, and there is something called VMware Virtualization Basics video. Okay, is any one of you have viewed this? I'm just curious.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay. So here in this video, right, people who don't know about virtualization, VMware virtualization, right? I have briefed. I mean, I have created a video dedicated only for you, where you can go and view. Okay, you have all the informations. Okay, let me log in with.
Bhaskar, this is Komal here again. I'm getting some error, like my Outlook.com cannot be found in the Atos SharePoint directory. So what I need to do, I didn't get it.
That we can take it offline, sir.
Okay.
That possibly we may take it offline.
Fine.
Yeah. Let me show you like what is there inside this video, right? Yeah.
And Bhaskar, I will be like in night shift, so you will be sharing the recordings, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, a recording started.
Yeah. Thank you.
Prior to that, and let's our other friends join. Once they started, we'll start.
Okay, you can see here there's like two and a half hour session.
Yes.
So where I've discussed deep dive, or it's more like
for a layman,
very basic infos on virtualization, VMware portal, and integration of VMware with cloud. Everything I have discussed everything on this. So I request all of you to go through this once, at least once, and you will have most of your basic understanding of virtualization will get clarified, because understanding cloud, this specific topic, that is virtualization, is very much mandatory, and we're gonna compare virtualization terminologies with the cloud. People who know virtualization, they can easily understand cloud technologies. Okay, to be more specific, backbone of cloud is virtualization, which means all your virtual machines which you create on the cloud, It is in turn provisioned from hypervisor, which is running in the backend. Okay, we'll come back. So please go through this. And one more thing, I'm going to share all my Azure training related documents, which includes the recordings, everything. I'll put it down into the OneDrive local share, the same link, I mean, where you could see the video. I mean, I'll share you everything over OneDrive. You can download it. Already I have kept few PDF files and one text file, so I'll be keep uploading the content. And I have kept exam zip file as well. So 7533 is the exam which you can go ahead and take it up once we have completed this training. And here you have the dumps for the exams. I mean, there are like 200 and, yeah.
I have a small doubt here. Whether it was giving
one moment. Let me finish up this. So and then I'll come back to you. So here you have 250 plus questions which you can practice and you can complete your exam. Yeah, question.
So AWS is providing any vouchers for Azure certification after this?
As per my knowledge, Atos is not providing any direct vouchers to you, but Atos is a partner for Microsoft. So if you can check with Sukirti, the training head. I mean, she can help you with whether we have any vouchers for the specific certification, and you can take it forward. For that, I think manager approvals is required, and they have to look for a partner channel, and then they can provide you some kind of a voucher. But as of now, I have not seen, I mean, how the process works within Atos in terms of getting a voucher. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, Bhaskar. I mean, what is the cost for this certification?
This is actually around 8,000 plus tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe it's 4,800, Bhaskar.
No, that is old one. That's old one. You can see the document. It is updated in 2014.
Yeah. Okay.
Want to see this? And the dollar prices are high now, so if you need exact price, see that document where you viewed is published on this, and I don't see any. There is a latest date mentioning like the exact price. So as of my knowledge, it's if you look at the Pearson VUE portal, actually Pearson VUE is the authorized exam partner to complete Microsoft certifications. So you can check the latest price. And this is the old price, and this has been revised actually, but it's not updated on the Microsoft portal itself. Okay, we'll come back. So back to text. So any doubts on this? So we should know what you mean by hypervisor, types of hypervisor, and so on. Done? Is that clear to all?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Bhaskar, a small doubt before jumping into that topic.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
What are the scenarios we use these two different VMS, hyper, parameter, and hosted?
Scenarios? Sorry, I didn't get it.
This is hosted hypervision only for this client servers, like.
Okay, so what I have mentioned here is bare metal hypervisor is like a server operating systems where it designed to run a huge number of virtual machines, highly scalable, highly available, right? And there are some functionalities like availability, scalability, security, compute, storage, networking. Everything will be high, when compared to hosted hypervisor. Here, let's take an example. In VMware Workstation, you can run maximum 150 VMs.
Okay.
But in ESXi, you can run 1024 virtual machines. Okay. Provided there is a star mark. Okay. Provided you should have enough hardware resources. Let me put a simple question to you. So let's take an example. In my laptop, I have 16 GB of RAM. Okay. And how many virtual machines I can create? Which means I can create and I can power on and I can use.
It depends, like how much RAM I am.
Okay, let's take an example. I want Windows 2016 machines. So how many VMs I can create?
3.
Okay, good. So the count is minimized because all server operating system recommended to have at least 4 GB of RAM.
Yeah, 4 GB RAM.
Yeah, so as you said, it's like 3. Yeah, 3 or 4, maximum 4, right? So the count what you see here, it's always dependent on the star mark, that is the enough physical resources. So if means 1000 means at least they should have, if you're creating Windows 7 now, at least on that server you should have 1 TB of RAM. Example, storage R17 should have 1 TB of RAM to create at least 1000 virtual machines. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Guys, any other doubts so that we can move on?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
All good? Okay, thanks. Okay, coming back to this. This is my, this was my drag. Again, I'm coming back to my first screen. We have seen two things. One is drag, another one is phone. So drag we have explained. I mean, there will be an IP which you connect remotely, and then you can view and you can control the power and you can do whatever you want, right? And the other one is phone. Can anyone tell me how this works? How could you able to view whatever I was able to scroll up, or if you want to open an app, how this was working? Can anyone tell me?
The same way how the drag is working. It's but instead of drag, we are using any disk application. I believe here they have done the application virtualization.
Okay.
Top of the DRAC, we could install the bare metal application. Top of the bare metal application, we connect the device, so the device showing as a virtual site, like a file.
Okay. Okay. Let me put it in this way. Something is, yeah, somebody was answering, yeah.
It is hosted in cloud. That's why we are able to access through mobile.
What is hosted in cloud? Yeah, tell me. Okay. Now let me brief it. Let's understand from the scratch, right? That is something is common between these two. There is something is common between the phone and the console access. That is called what is this?
Public IP.
Yeah. Can you try to link a public IP between these two? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah,
there is something common, which means in DRAC also there is something called IP, and in phone also there is something called IP. Do you agree or not?
Yeah, of course.
So the thing is, both on my phone also I have internet, and
Through IP.
yeah, and on my drag console machine, wherein the data center also we have enabled internet. I was speaking about like load balancer, all this thing now. So through internet I could able to communicate. Do you agree?
Yeah.
The question was, how could I able to access both? The answer is, as long as I have internet connection and I have the authentication,
Yes, that is main thing.
okay, I could able to connect to all. So now the question is, let me put it here. What is cloud? Let's see your best answers now. Okay, we got one by one. What is cloud?
Cloud is a nothing but internet-based provide infrastructure in terms of say server or any services, but it more on demand. I mean, you can get whatever you want in quick. Than the legacy version. Legacy we used to get to build a server and all that. Here you know to build anything. Already these are framed everything, so on demand you can get anything.
Okay, super. Looks like you follow this standard of giving an answer like cloud. Yes, so you covered most of my answers. Let's see other people. Go ahead.
It provides the distributed resources across the globe, like accessing to web interface.
Okay, other people, give your best shots.
We can access the same content anywhere.
Remote access of content. Yeah, same access.
Okay, it's already there. Any other people?
Using of cloud, where we can reduce the resource of resource and as well as a physical infrastructure to run small scale companies.
I'm sorry, I lost you. Can you repeat again?
To using of cloud, like we can reduce the resource and hardware and manpower to run the servers.
Manpower. So you're speaking about advantages of cloud. Okay, let me put this under advantages. Okay.
Hardware dependency is less.
Okay, yeah. Who's this?
Balakrishnan.
Yeah. Can you repeat again?
Hardware dependency is less.
That is again comes under advantages. Okay.
All components in single place, like OS, database.
Components in single place. Okay. Any other answers?
A cloud is a virtualization technology, and we can use like any data or any information all over globe with the it's regardless of platform and location, and we can use resources as we can if I install an application on one server, I can use it from anywhere, and we can use in multi-client support. So
okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So one moment before you answer. One moment, and she told everything from virtualization to cloud in one single line. Okay. Yeah. Let's see, ma'am. Like how your answers, how your answer matches with the cloud answer. Hold on. Yeah. Move on, sir.
Efficiently use of hardware resources. Like CPU, RAM, and everything.
Okay, it's already there. Somewhere I've seen distributed resources, CPU, RAM. That's hardware is there.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
It is
I'll hold.
scalable.
Okay, fine. I'll hold it here. Okay. To answer cloud now. Okay. Let us compare here. If you know how I have accessed both the things, example, I access the infrastructure, access to the infrastructure, and I used, see, I have used the infrastructure, the entire infrastructure, example, server, everything, and I used a specific service called remote management service. Okay. So here the learning is you can access computing devices, computing resources or computing devices. Example, server is a computing device, phone is a computing device, printer is a computing device, desktop, laptop, everything is a computing device, right? Accessing computing devices through an internet, okay, over through an internet over a web browser. Accessing computing resources through internet over a web browser is called cloud. And here in cloud there are characteristics, there are few characteristics, and we'll see individually now. So let me put it down. My own way of expressing cloud is accessing, controlling computing sources over internet through internet over web browser, through internet over browser. This is the simplest way of answering a cloud, right? Here we have characteristics, deployment models, and advantages, types, and so on. Okay, yeah. So layman understanding, I request you to make a note of this. The cloud is nothing but accessing or controlling computing resources through internet over a web browser. As simple as this. How did I related this? Because I related over here. I accessed an infrastructure that is a single server, and I accessed a service called remote desktop or remote management through any desk, right? How did I access? I had internet connection on both the machines. Where did I access? I mean, which platform I used or which application I used? I used browser, no? Can you see here? Browser, URLs.
Yes.
Yeah, this is all about cloud. Is that clear, everyone?
Yep.
Great. Now we'll see individually the advantages, deployment models, and so on. Okay.
Bhaskar,
Now,
one question.
yeah.
Yeah. What is the difference between virtualization and cloud? Is it the same or like?
Okay, very good question, ma'am. So I'll put an image for you. I was coming. Actually, I was on the way to explain that. Maybe I thought explain characteristics, and then I thought to explain.
That's also fine. Oh, you complete
No
first.
problem. No problem. You see now. You see now.
Bhaskar, your cloud diagram looks good.
Thanks, man. Sometime I expand my skills on drawing also. Thank you.
You'll get good practice on drawing.
Oh, thanks, man. My wife doesn't agree with that,
Wives are always to oppose husband. That's why they call wife.
No. Nice, I
Right?
think better.
Right? Correct, Preeti?
Okay,
No.
Okay, we'll come back to class now. Okay, guys, it's here. Okay, there are physical servers. On top of it, you have hypervisors, and all these hypervisors are connected by a cloud UI. We call it as user interface, or in your understanding or your own terminology, you can call this as cloud software. Okay, this cloud software, with the help of this cloud software, there will be a end user browser, end user console will be created, or end user logon screen will be created, and this will be accessed by you. And here I would say end user, and down we have something called storage, we have networking, all are interconnected. Madam, to answer to your questions here, there are multiple individual servers. Okay, all these devices, everything is running under one region. Let's take an example. US. US is nothing but a country. Within US, let's take Las Vegas, a region. Here you have a data center. Within the data center, you will have something called rack. Within that rack, you will have a servers. All these servers will be running with an hypervisor. It can be Hyper-V, ESXi, any hypervisor. And all these hypervisors are controlled by an user interface called Cloud UI. This Cloud UI enables you to create VMs. Okay, let's take an example. You have Azure portal. Once you logged in, right, you click on create a virtual machine. You are creating this virtual machine through this UI. You see the path now. I'll use a different color. You see now, once you initiated the request now, it will come to Cloud UI. From Cloud UI, there will be load balancers, there will be traffic managers, there will be high availability managers. There are certain codes they have written in the backend, and here it will decide where to run. Let's take an example. It shows a hypervisor. We call it as UI invoke. This Cloud UI will invoke a request here, and here your VM is created. And this VM console, whatever, I mean, the virtual machine which is created now, this console is equal to this. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone, any doubts? Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's pretty straightforward, and this is, we are speaking about one single region, right? But in the cloud, you will have something called paired regions. You will have a connectivity between one region. Let's take Las Vegas to Washington. I mean, internally they would have connected, and ultimately Cloud AI is the one, is like a boss who controls all the ESXi host and its virtual machines. Is that clear?
I have a doubt there.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's related here or in forward.
Sir, you can.
You're saying on top of hardware there is a called Cloud UI. Whether it is any kind of.
No. I never said that on top of hardware there is a Cloud UI.
Okay.
On top of hardware, hypervisor. These hypervisors are controlled by a Cloud UI. Example, cloud software.
Okay. Okay. So it is this on hypervisor generally in case of VMware, we'll install ESX on hardware, right? After that, we will get virtualized and we'll get the VMs, right?
Correct.
So yeah, do we have any this kind of ESX or media interface between here cloud in cloud, or it's only kind of any software or any coding or what exactly it is?
So I'm actually sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't get the question in detail. Can you repeat it for me?
In ESX, what we will do, we will install ESX on the hardware, right?
Correct.
So to create VMs, we'll use ESX there, right? Like that in cloud, do we have any software or any OS kind of thing?
Okay, very good question. Okay, got it now. So see, there is a software. Definitely yes, there is a software, but it will not create virtual machines in cloud. Okay, it is just a code. You will execute a code that is called user interface (UI). There is a programming language. Okay, right? So over here you will put some code. This code in turn will communicate with the hypervisor. Okay, let me use a different color. Yeah, let's take an example. You're writing a code, VM connect create new VM. This is a code you have written. Where you have written, I mean, with the help of Azure portal, you have executed this command, but ultimately this is being executed at the cloud UI. From cloud UI, it will trigger a command. Let's take an example, create a VM, right? This UI in the backend in terms connected to lot of protocols, example, load balancing protocol. Okay, like HA, have you heard about DRS and HA in VMware?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So in DRS, you would have seen, right? When you deploy a virtual machine through a template within your cluster, DRS enabled cluster, automatically one of the hosts will be used to create a virtual machine. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Whenever you deploy a virtual machine from a template, example, you are in vCenter server, you clicked on a template, deploy a VM from this template within the cluster. When you clicked on it, right, automatically it will choose the best server to locate. Or if you select, even though you select a ESXi, right, when you create a machine using load balancing policy, DRS automatically will perform migration to other ESXi host. Same thing happens here in cloud UI. Whenever you execute a command, that command as built in with HADRS. For your layman understanding now, cloud UI is like a vCenter server. Is that clear? Okay. Cloud UI is like a vCenter server. Okay, and the Azure portal is like VMware VCLI or VMware PowerShell. Okay, through that portal you execute a command in terms that is touched to vCenter server. From that vCenter server, based on the policies which you have set, based on the region and the plan, subscription, everything, one VM will be created here. And this VM you will be accessing directly from your Azure portal. Okay, this VM you will be directly viewing from your Azure portal, which means what? You are skipping some layers. Which are the layers? I mean, you cannot view these layers. That is, you cannot view cloud UI, you cannot view hypervisor, you can directly view only what?
Azure portal. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, VM. Yeah, you are just viewing the VM. Yeah, in Azure portal, correct. You see one single straight line.
Yeah, means we are selecting create machine in Azure portal, and it will automatically link to the cloud UI. There is a code is written what to do in create machine, and it will automatically done. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is a layman understanding. Don't scribble too much. It's pretty simple and straightforward. You are an end user. You have your own portal. Through that portal, you will create a machine. That input have been redirected to the cloud UI. Cloud UI is like a vCenter server. He will take a decision where to create that machine. He will create a machine and he will connect the dot. Connect the dot in a sense. It's like this. You are here. Let's take this. You are here, and the VM is here. It will connect the dot. Shit. Like this. You are directly accessing the VM. The layers skipped here is Cloud AI, you do not have access, and in the backend there is hypervisor, you do not have a direct access, and whatever the VM is created, that is being viewed or that is being controlled from Azure portal. As simple as this. And in the backend within the server now, there are a lot of things have been configured. Example, high speed internet, 500 Mbps dedicated line, and IOPS 1500 virtual hard disk IOPS, and Intel Xeon Hi-Fi servers. So everything is configured over here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can we move on?
Yeah, Bhaskar, this is a cloud infrastructure. Then virtualization means there are multiple cloud infrastructure. It means virtualization.
Okay.
I did not get. I'm sorry.
Okay. Because you joined late, madam.
Okay. Yeah.
No problem. I'll brief it here. See this diagram. So can you see your Dell remote controller? No. Did you watch? Did you watch? There was an image. I mean, did you watch something called AnyDesk, which I have shared actually? Have you seen AnyDesk like a camera, server, something like that?
No.
Okay.
Anyways, you tell me later. We'll move now.
Okay, fine, guys. Never mind. I don't want anyone to be confused between the topics like virtualization and cloud. I'm just bringing back again. So, ma'am, only for you. Please learn.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking into Preeti? Are you looking into the screen?
Yes.
Okay. This is my phone. Okay, which I accessed via a software called AnyDesk, and just have a look now. D3. Yes. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes.
What you can see in this image?
It's computer image.
It's a computer or monitor?
I mean monitor. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see something here? This is called rack. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you see now, it is a rack where there are servers mounted.
Okay.
A rack is like your almirah, madam, where you keep all your clothes. No. Similarly, in data center, we will have something called rack, where we will keep servers and computing related stuff. Example, networking switches, routers, load balancers, power modules, and so on. Okay. So this server is sitting in, for your understanding, let's take an example. This server sitting in California. Okay. I'm controlling this server from here. I'm in Bangalore office. I'm controlling the server. What I did is I have powered on this server using an port called drag port. Let me log in. This server is called Dell PowerEdge R710. It's a rack server. Okay, so this server is capable of running with 96 GB of RAM and high-speed network connectivity, and this can hold up to like 4 TB of hard disk. A powerful server. Okay. On top of this, see what I did. I clicked on power control and I powered on the machine. Currently, the server is on. Okay. Where is the server running on?
In California.
Very good. Server is running in California. From here, I have powered on this machine. On top of this server, I've installed one OS called VMware ESXi. Okay. For your understanding, ESXi is like an operating system. Okay. On top of this, I have created virtual machines. Okay. Let me log in and show you. See, this is VMware ESXi. Let me log in. Like, you know what I mean by workstation, no? VMware workstation.
Yes.
Yeah. On top of VMware workstation, I can create very minimal machines. This is more like an desktop based hypervisor, and bare metal hypervisor is my ESXi 6.5. You see here now? And
Yes.
ESXi is capable of running 1024 virtual machines. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So for your understanding, hardware is Dell PowerEdge R710 server, virtualization is ESXi 6.5. On top of it, we have created virtual machines. Clear now?
Yes.
Yeah, these are all virtual machines. Now, virtualization helps to create virtual machines. Cloud technology enables to combine multiple hypervisors together. Or in your layman terminology now, cloud is equal to collection of hypervisors. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. If I directly have access to hypervisor now, I can create 1024 VMs only, right? If I connect to cloud now, I can create lakhs of machines. How many?
Lakhs.
Yeah.
Any count.
Any count, yeah, lakhs of machines. How this happens? Because everything is controlled by one single cloud UI. Okay. Region wise, you will have their own dedicated cloud setup, right? Multiple regions are connected by multiple cloud UIs. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, guys, it's 11:21 now. So we'll take a small commercial break and we'll come back like after 10 minutes. Is that fine? Like we'll be back like 11:21 now. We'll come back like 11:35. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll take a break. I'm pausing the video.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. We were discussing about what is cloud, and I was showing that example like two different devices, that is rack and the other one is the phone. Yeah. Now we'll move on to learn characteristics of cloud. Okay. Before I start that characteristics, yeah. Every time when can you put yourself in mute? I can hear a voice actually. Ravi, can you put yourself on mute? Yeah. To learn cloud, I have few shortcuts, which means few keywords. Like, you know, in colleges, it's like tan theta, sin theta by cos theta. So you had some formulas, right? Similarly, to learn cloud, I have some specific keywords. The keywords are like this: CADT, CAD test. Okay. In that first one is characteristics of cloud. Under characteristics of cloud, one more shortcut or a small formula called OB, that is online banking required registered mobile. Okay, we'll go individually. First one is O. O means on demand. 2. B, broad network access. 3, resource pooling. 4, rapid elasticity. 5, measured services. Okay. To understand cloud, I have few shortcuts. The first shortcut command is CAD test, and the second one is within that characteristics. There's something called OBRRM, which means online banking required registered mobile. We'll see individually all these characters now. Hope it is audible to all, guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, can I hear from everyone, please? Very important.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Just connecting a power card to my laptop. There we go. Okay. On demand. So, cloud can be accessed on demand. On demand means what? Let's take an example. I'm at office. I'm at home. Right? Everywhere I can access on demand. I need it right now. You just provide the info, I can access. Example like internet. When you turn on your mobile data or when you connect to Wi-Fi, you can access internet, right? So on the fly, you can access cloud resources as well. 2, broad network access. So I was briefing about this diagram. So where you can see network. Here, this network is restricted within a region. Example, US, Las Vegas. Let's take an example. Azure have a global data centers. It's like 82 plus global data centers, and all this location will have a centralized connectivity, which means when you log into the Azure portal, you can create your virtual machine, any country, any region, any data center, any within your subscription. So all this can be achieved when you have a broad network access. 3, resource pooling. Over the cloud based on your pay-as-you-go model. Here I'm bringing a naming convention called pay-as-you-go. This is like this. Let's take an example. You have a internet service provider called Airtel, and you have recharged with 198 rupees, and Airtel is providing you a 2 GB of 4G data, which is valid for like 1 week, right? So you have paid something and they have provided a service to you. So here in cloud, you need to provide your credit card, right? Once you provide the credit card info, based on your usage, example, you have created a virtual machine with 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM and 128 GB of hard disk. Azure gonna charge you 0.93 paise, lesser than a rupees per hour. So Azure can deduct 1 rupee from your account for accessing Azure resources, that is your virtual machine. So this is pay-as-you-go model. So all these resources are centrally pooled, or it is pooled together to support your virtual machines. So as you could see here, this diagram, the server in turn in the backend is connected to a storage medium. Here I'll bring it here. This is a storage medium. As you can see, storage medium here, right? So this storage medium are shared or it is pooled, not just a storage. It can be a CPU or it can be a RAM, right? Combination of all these resources are called resource pooling. Yeah. And fourth one, rapid elasticity, which means dynamically you can scale. In cloud terminology, we use a naming convention called auto scaling. Okay, there are two type of auto scaling. Let me save this. Let me bring up what do you mean by auto scaling. In cloud terminology, we have something called scaling. Scaling are two type. One is vertical scale, another one is horizontal scale. Okay, when you have a resource pooling, let's take an example. You have hundreds of servers connected together, are shared. The resources are clubbed together to make a one logical resource. You can increase the virtual machine size upwards and horizontalwards. Example, you have a virtual machine. You have a virtual machine with 1 GB of RAM, 1 GB RAM, and you have one CPU, right? So horizontal scaling means within the same virtual machine you will increase the size. Example, you will increase to 10 GB of RAM and you will increase 16 virtual CPUs. Where you are doing this on the same machine only, within this machine here only. Okay, this is horizontal scaling, changing the resources from 1 GB to 16 GB, 10 GB and 1 vCPU to 16 vCPU within this machine. Second one is horizontal scaling, creating one more VM, two more VM, three more VMs, four more VMs, right? So the other machines can be any sizes. Let me take 10 GB RAM, 20 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, 40 GB RAM. So these are all called horizontal scaling, right? Similarly, each and every virtual machine need some kind of an resources, that is vCPU and virtual hard disks. So you will have all these resources provided to individual virtual machines. So this is all about scaling. So rapid elasticity means you can do this on the fly without impacting the machine, which means currently this machine is on. Okay, on the fly you can increase from 1 GB RAM to 10 GB RAM, one virtual CPU to 16 virtual CPU without impacting the machine. Okay, there are two types of scaling. One is auto scaling where you need a built-in policies. Second one is manual scaling. Okay, within scaling there are two types, that is vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. And the way of scaling, one is automatically it will scale, and the second one is manually. If you want to manually move it, you can move it. And keep in mind, manual scaling may require the machine downtime. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the understanding here is, with the help of resource pool, you can increase the virtual machine size vertically or horizontally. Okay, that is all about rapid elasticity. Okay, And last one, measured services. Yeah, you can have any number of services. One of the characteristics of cloud is you can have number of services. Example, you just want only a public IP. That is a service. For that you will be paying, let's take an example, it's cost 0.24 paise. In Indian currency, one public IP it is costing 0.24 paise from Azure. That is a service. Similarly, you can have a DNS service, Active Directory as a service. These are all measured service, right? And Azure currently they have 200 plus services. Okay. So this is all about characteristics of cloud. Any doubts on this?
No.
Okay, great.
No.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on. Our shortcut, second one. 10. It means advantages of cloud. And I was tracking somewhere our friends were giving info like I was tracking it. Okay, I think I have removed it. Okay. Somebody was speaking, I mean, somebody shared about the advantages. No problem. We'll discuss here. Advantages of cloud. Yeah. The advantages, low capex. It means capital expenditure. Advantages of cloud include low capex, low capital expenditure. Let me give an example. Let me put a question to Preeti. Preeti, question to you.
Tell me.
Yeah, the question is, you are a daughter of Mukesh Ambani, right? Let's take an example. Okay, now mind. Let's take an example. Now, and Mukesh Ambani didn't give any money to you. Okay, since you are a daughter, no, so you have a lot of wealth, and he didn't give any money to you, and just think you're gonna start up your own company. Okay, everything from your scratch, hard-earned money. Let's take from your pocket money. You are creating a company. Right? Now, for the very first year, okay, your finance department says, hey, we need 100 crore rupees for building our company, where we're gonna build websites and we're gonna give services to our clients around the globe. Okay, and you as a person, you're thinking the money 100 crore rupees, and the business you're starting is just to build a website, or it's like more like a web hosting company, right? So now you are a final decision maker. They have come up with some costing and all this thing. 100 crore is in front of you. Now you as a investor, what is your first criteria? I mean, what do you think? I mean, you have 100 crore request. What you will do on this?
I will check if I'll get anyone else that can give me in lesser cost.
Okay.
Or I'll check if it is a confidential. I mean, if actually she doesn't have money, right?
She doesn't have any money now. Yes.
Yeah, so she will first check like something which is like small. She can start, not like, and then she can grow.
Awesome, ma'am. Okay, that's what I was expecting. So 100 crore, a company is just a startup. I don't want to invest in like 100 crores. Let's take an example in cloud now. If you have 10,000 rupees, okay, you can start a web building, I mean web development company. Okay, I'll tell you how it is. Okay, we have something called web app service, where it's gonna cost you per month lesser than 1,500 rupees, based on the usages and all. Let's take max to max per month is 10,000. So you can start a company on your own for rupees 10,000 rupees. Are you getting my point? Because
Yes.
you no need to build a complete infrastructure. The guy who gave 100 crore rupees estimation, no, he was thinking that you're gonna purchase a new plot, that too in MG Road, and where you'll build your own office, and then you will purchase the furnitures, or you employ hundreds of people, and then you're gonna start your business. Now the intention or the advantages of cloud is one single straight line, that is focus on your business without overhead of this is a tagline of cloud, why people are going to cloud. Focus on your business first. That's what all cloud vendors started advertising, stating, why you want to worry about infrastructure, I will take care of everything. Okay, I'll invest everything for you, and you no need to do anything. Okay, to make this more clarity, I request all of you to go to Google, including you, madam Ambani
Yeah.
daughter, please. Yeah, you gonna search in Google with the naming convention Azure virtual data center tour. Virtual data center tour. Madam, I'm taking you to a tour now. See.
Data center too.
Yeah, I want everyone to start it, and kindly keep yourself in mute, and please spend at least 10 minutes on this. It is loading anyhow. I'll be navigating. If you don't want, if you are not launching, that is also fine. And if you're launching, you can get hands-on. That 100 crore, whatever we have suggested, no, this is gonna be his intention. It's loading. Okay, starting the tour.
Microsoft provides best-in-class cloud services rooted in experience and innovation and powered by our platforms Windows Azure. There are many features to help you navigate this tour, including icons, avatars, and a navigation bar. The home
So
At a
here,
Microsoft data center, there are layers of what we call defense in depth.
here you can see you are in front of the lobby now. This green color is nothing but you. Wherever you see green color, you can click on it actually. Once you click on it, it's more like you are entering into the data center now.
One of the first things you notice when entering our server room.
Okay, guys, you would have observed like in one. I mean, I gave direct access to the video on the data center, where you would have seen only limited servers in my practical lab, right? This one is Azure's data center, and you see how exactly the cabling has been distributed. You see here, no, top one yellow color line here, yellow color here, pipes, something like this. Yeah, this is more like cabling. All your cabling is moving through this. See how they have segregated. One single rack is completely insulated. I mean, you see a dedicated chamber and within this there is a dedicated rack server, and within that they have dedicated servers, and everything is individually channelized, and they have enough space and enough cooling, lighting, everything. And you see now
is the sheer number of them. There are hundreds of thousands.
And here you can see green color that you are in next door. You just entered and you are moving to the next door within the horizontal data center. Now we are going to see about cooling.
With the greatest improvement is energy efficiency. We operate our data centers at a wider temperature range between 50 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. See, in this diagram, you're going to see something called cooling, air conditioner. All servers will produce lot of heat, right? And the server is maximum operatable temperature is 45 degrees Celsius. Minimum is 10 degrees Celsius. From 10 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius, a server can be operated, and Azure data center will have lakhs of servers, and all the servers need to have ventilation. I mean, you should have a room operatable temperature that is provided by air conditioner. You see in white color stuff, yeah, these are all connected to a large pipes which is connected into individual chambers, right? Yeah, and these are all you can take, like, these are all like generators, power generators. And this is how you hear within the data center noise. And today when I turned on the server and I have enabled the voice on the IP camera, and you heard very little noise. And when you have lakhs of servers, you will hear this.
Our data set.
And click on this. I'm getting inside now, in deep inside, I mean other sections. Power.
One of the most memorable rooms on the data center tour is the generator room. The generators are massive. There's a distinct smell of diesel fuel. The room is covered in reflective paneling to reduce sound. The overall effect.
Okay, and hope all of you have seen diesel generators. People who are in Bangalore office, the parking lot on your left hand side, there are diesel generators. Similarly, all Azure data centers will have multiple backup plans. Example, they will have a plant like direct electric current from the local electricity board. They'll have a diesel generators, they'll have a solar panel based power generators, and they'll have biofuel based power generators, right? So at least 3 different power generators you can find in all Azure data centers, because power is very critical to run any kind of electronic device. So I'll move on to this corner, click on this green color button.
What you've seen thus far is what you'd expect to see in a more modern data center. But now it's time to show you the unexpected. In 2011, we stripped the data center.
Okay, this is open air data center. See now, in previous slide, what you have seen, that is within a campus, within a building. Now you see open air, where open ventilation, all the air will be extracted in the open. It's more like setting up a data center in top of a terrace, right? Where you will have, you no need to have a dedicated, what is that, cooling, and everything is kept it in open. And moreover, this is not affected, these data centers is not affected by rain or any kind of a natural disaster. I mean, rain, wind as such, this is completely protected. Okay, so Azure have different data center versions. Currently Azure is running with generation number 5, and this is open air.
Down to its essence: computing, networking, storage, power, and of course software. The result, a modular data center which represented a dramatic shift in the way we designed, built, and deployed data centers. Previous data center designs relied heavily on deploying servers by the rack to guarantee service availability. The modular data center design combines pre-manufactured systems, including integrated power and network connections, to deliver computing.
Okay, so you can watch that when you are free in detail. So I've just thought to explore that option for you. So we were started from low capex and we went to Azure data center tour. Okay, this is the one. So the takeaway from this advantages: if you are a startup company and you can't predict the future, right? And future can be positive or negative, and you cannot invest too much money at the time of start of your company. Example, 100 crore is a huge estimation, and the intention of starting a business is hosting a website or building a website to your clients. That can be achieved just in 10,000 rupees. The only thing is you should know what your business is, and the business here is website build, and Azure have a ready-made service that is PaaS, platform as a service, available, that is called web app, where it will take less than 10,000 to start with your company. I mean, to start producing your websites, right? So you're saving huge cost on investment. 2, centralized management. This statement you would have seen from day one of your computing environment, right? Centralized management, yes. All your subscriptions, all your users, all your resources, billing, everything can be centrally managed. Okay, if you have Azure portal, and let me bring up the Azure portal for you. There you go. So as you can see here, these are the individual services, all services. Let me bring up the services. As you could see, (14 plus 20 plus 20 plus 8 plus 12 plus 2 plus 15, 14, 9, 13, 8, 18, 40. So Azure have 200, I mean close to 200 plus services. All these services can be centrally managed with one single sign-in. Example is here, m.bhaskar@host.net, right? This is my sign-in, and I can manage all these services. Okay, everything in one single screen. Yeah, we'll see in detail about the screen. The intention is centralized management. 3, secured, faster. It's more secured. Anything you keep on the cloud, okay, all this resources, you will have your own subscription username and password, and each virtual machine which you create, you will provide your own virtual machine OS login passwords, and each subscription will have their own subscription IDs. So everything is protected. So every subscription, you will have a subscription ID, and all your subscription will be uniquely managed by your own authentications, and it is faster access. Yes, cloud is faster. Example is, if you build a virtual machine in a cloud, okay, meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll just deploy a machine. I have a different subscription. Let me log into this subscription. It takes time consuming. Faster access, let me put it in this way. Minimum 500 Mbps. Okay. Depends on your virtual machine plans. There are multiple plans. We'll walk through the plans. Depends on the virtual machine plan. Minimum speed for your network is 500 Mbps within a data center. Okay, so your virtual machine and your cloud machines, your virtual machine which is built on cloud is secured, faster, and it will allow you to have centralized manage and so on, right? So this is all about advantages of cloud. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
Okay, guys, can you please, just answer from your end, no? I'll get doubt sometime whether the session is ended or am I speaking continuously, right?
No. Yeah, sure. Bhaskar.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to next. That is.
Yeah, Bhaskar, that 500 Mbps is required in internet speed required for Azure portal.
Not for the portal, man. Within the data center. Currently, let's take an example. You build a machine in Las Vegas region, right? Example. So that machine minimum speed within the data center is 500 Mbps, which means you build a machine, you logged into the machine, and you are watching YouTube or you are downloading some content. Within seconds, it will get downloaded. The speed within the data center is 500.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Okay, so move on. The next is letter is D. D means deployment model. So deployment model 1, public cloud, 2, private cloud, 3, hybrid cloud. Okay, public cloud means anything outside your company. Your example, I have some content. Let's say Katos have some content. Let's take we have a cloud product called Canopy, right? Anyone know? Atos do have a product called Canopy cloud product.
Yes.
Yeah. So I build a solution to my client, and Canopy is a proprietary tool of Atos, and the client is accessing the cloud resources of Atos. So then it will become public outside your company and private within a company. And hybrid is public plus private, both. So anyone uses, content from local to public, public to local, vice versa, hybrid cloud. Okay, so two-way you can do. In public it's just an access, and here you will have two-way. You can access both private as well as public. Is that clear?
Yes,
guys. Okay, thank you. The last one, CAD T. So last one, T. T means types of cloud. Different types of cloud. One is major one, infrastructure as a service. 2, platform as a service. 3, software as a service. Okay. Currently we'll discuss IaaS. Later we will discuss about PaaS. I don't want to confuse you. So infrastructure as a service is nothing but you will be accessing the cloud resource. Example, this image. Example, This is infrastructure as a service. You built a VM. So VM comes under infrastructure as a service. Or you are supporting a client called Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola company resources, which includes virtual machines, cloud storages, cloud website, cloud-based, web-based websites, everything you're managing through an Azure portal. Then this will become an infrastructure as a service.
Bhaskar,
So
your screen is not visible.
Sorry?
We can see only that your documents. That picture is not visible.
You could not see the screen?
No.
We are seeing your my computer.
My screen.
Oh, okay. I don't know what is that. Okay, let me bring actually. Guys, you tell me when I was. I kept on moving between the screens actually. So please let me know, because I don't know how this tool works. Impression that you could see everything. Okay, now.
Yes.
Okay. See, I was in this page actually. I was explaining one by one. Deployment model, types of cloud.
These we were able to, but after that you shared one diagram, right? That one.
This one you were not able to view.
That Coca-Cola customer something you were saying, right?
No man. No, that I was giving an example. No.
That screen was not visible, I mean to say.
Okay, no. I didn't write any diagram to share to you. I was
It
giving
was
an
not
example.
visible. Now it is visible.
Okay, this diagram was not visible, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Coca-Cola. Okay, so let's take an example. You have an account and you are managing the Azure subscription, and you build all your machine, your Coca-Cola company related machines, and you manage the entire infrastructure on the cloud through a portal. Then it will become infrastructure as a service. We'll discuss PaaS and SaaS when we move on to a specific products. Okay, for at this time you can think like PaaS is nothing but platform as a service, where you can, let's take an example. You have PowerShell, right? To execute some commands on PowerShell, you need an operating system and PowerShell.exe application to be installed, and then you will execute a code, right? Instead of creating a machine and installing the application on cloud, I will give you only the console where you can simply execute the command. That is called PaaS, platform as a service. Okay, software as a service is nothing but Office 365. Example is Office 365. Correct, no? So entire MS Office you are accessing. Example, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You all know, everyone have a Office 365 access now.
Yes.
Yes. There is Office 365. Do you agree?
Yes.
So all of you are accessing Office 365 software as a service. MS Office is nothing but what? It's a software, right?
Yes.
So entire software we are accessing with the help of Office 365. That is software as a service. Okay. Platform as a service is nothing but it's giving a console, yes, direct access to the console where you can execute a code. And infrastructure as a service is nothing but your virtual machine, where you can have a control over operating system, applications, everything. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now we'll touch Azure. So till now we have seen generalized terminologies. Now we'll see what I mean by okay. Now, can anyone tell me what is Microsoft Azure?
Cloud service provider for cloud infra.
Cloud service provider. And kindly be specific. This naming convention, what is this? Microsoft Azure is a hybrid cloud service provider. Yeah, it's included. Hybrid means public and private. Yeah. Microsoft Azure is a hybrid cloud service provider. Is that clear?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So the owner is Microsoft. So Microsoft, Satya Nadella and he's a CEO, right? And its team have a product called Azure, and it comes under hybrid cloud service, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, how it's built? How Azure is built? Anyone know?
No, exactly.
If you remember this diagram, no, you can answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a some kind of coding and all on some hardware, like data centers.
Yeah. So here, yes, there is no straight answer to you because there are hundreds of coding softwares. Everything is included in the backend. Okay, for a layman understanding, yes, Azure is a cloud service provider where he has its own customized cloud UI. Okay. Okay. And at this time, you can call this as Azure Stack, Azure SDK. Yeah, this is more appropriate. So Azure have a product called or an application called Azure SDK. This SDK acting like a cloud UI. Okay. The functionalities of cloud UI is manage multiple hypervisors, which means under Azure SDK you can manage multiple Hyper-V servers. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Azure SDK is the one which controls all your Hyper-V. So on top of Hyper-V, you will create a machine. That machine you will be accessing over the Azure portal. As simple as this. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when Azure started, it's more like an history. Okay, Azure actually started in October 2008. Okay, where they have announced about Azure product. It all started from 2008. Okay, where in October 2008, Microsoft announced that yes, we are also going to release a new cloud-based product. And to be more specific, Feb 2010, Microsoft released Windows Azure. See the naming convention here. Microsoft initially called the product Azure as Windows Azure. Okay. And in 2014 March, that is March 2014, renamed to that clear? It's more like history 2008, 10 and 2014. Now you see the name of the product, Microsoft Azure. Now, how can I access or purchase Azure? How can I access? Like Microsoft, they released a product and it is part of hybrid service and it is already in the market. Now, me as an end user, I'll have a question. How can I go and purchase or access or explore this product? For this, you need to have Azure subscription. You need to have what?
Azure subscription.
Subscription, yes. We'll see in detail. Okay. Here you can see there is something called Azure pay-per-use, organized into two. One is called accounts, another one is subscription. Example, account can have multiple subscriptions. Example, I'll put it down here. Bhaskar _ VMware at outlook.com is my Azure account. Okay. Inside this, I can create a subscription. Subscription 1, subscription 2, subscription 3. So as you can see here, Azure service model are the access or making use of the portal is divided into two. One is called accounts. Account is the one which you enables you to log into Azure portal. 2, once you logged in, now what you should do? Now you need to create a resources. If you want to create a resources, cloud resources, you must and should have a subscription. Okay, to be more specific, subscription manages all your billings, all your resources, and so on. Okay, if you don't have a subscription, you cannot create or you cannot manage any cloud resources. As simple as that. And moreover, one Azure account can have multiple subscriptions. Example, 1, 2, 3. Subscription 1, 2, 3, as you can see here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Signing into Azure, as I told you, if you have a Microsoft account, you can log in, or a work or a school account. See, here I'll show you the differences. Here I have two accounts. This is one account, and there is one more account called you see the difference? This is as an individual user account, and this is as a school or work account. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Similarly, I can have my own individual multiple subscriptions, excuse me, within this account. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And pricing and billing. Yeah. Pricing and billing. There are 3 different ways you can purchase, or you can purchase the subscription. One is pay as you go subscription. Let me bring it up here. Pay as you go subscription, where you provide your credit card info, and then you can start using it. Pay as you go. Second one, buying from a Microsoft reseller.
We are
Sorry,
seeing it
Bhaskar,
in Notepad
we don't
actually.
see the Word file. We can see the Notepad.
Okay, you cannot see the
No.
okay, now can you see the file?
Yeah, now we can able to.
Yes.
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, fine. So there are 3 different types of pricing and billing. One is pay as you go, where you can provide your credit card and you can start using. 2, buying from a Microsoft reseller. I'll put it down here so that it will be easy. Pricing and billing options. One, pay as you go. 2, reseller. Third one, enterprise supplement. Okay, there are three different pricing and billing option available. One is pay as you go, where individual user, let's take an example, is an individual user, okay, who is not working in any company. Yes, just have one Microsoft account. He can use this. Microsoft reseller. Okay, there will be a partner program where Microsoft sells its products through resellers, partners, and so on. So through them also you can get the subscription. Third one, enterprise agreement. This is more like a larger company. Example, Atos, IBM, HP. These are all larger enterprises where these organizations will purchase these subscriptions in a huge volume. Okay, like volume based, so it's like purchasing a license key for an operating system, volume based license, right? That is part of enterprise agreement, where you will have maximum number of discounts available in enterprise, where here you will have max number of discounts. Let's take an example, a typical example, at least a 30% discount, at least. Okay, that is through enterprise agreement. Is that clear?
Yes.
Guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bhaskar.
Yeah. Next one is support. See, now you have an account, you logged in with that account, and you purchased one subscription, and now you built your machines and all. Now it's all about support. Okay, there are 5 different types of support options are available. That is starting from 2,000 rupees. Let me bring this up. Azure support plans. Azure support plans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 different support plans, and the starting prices. Can you see here? How much rupees? Guys, can you see this?
1,900.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Please answer. Okay. So the starting support plan is 1,916 rupees. Let's take 2,000 rupees. The second one 6,600, and the professional direct 66,000, and the last one is premier, that is for enterprise level agreements. Okay, let's see what all things is covered under the support plan. The support plans include scope, production or non-production, customer service, whether it is a 24/7 support, 5/12 support, those info. Best practices, which one you can choose, health status, and technical support access. You see here the support level, whether they're gonna support through email, phone, or both. Who can open the case, and third-party software support, and so on. Like this is gonna be the SLA, service level agreement. So if it is severity C lesser than 8 hours, if it is severity 1 lesser than a hour. So based on your support plan, the support will be provided from Microsoft. So for your understanding, you can write down this support plans. There are 5 different type: basic support, developer support, standard support, professional direct support, and premier support. One, two, three, 4, 5. Now we'll see about Azure Marketplace. Azure Marketplace is a place where you will have Azure softwares and third-party softwares. Okay, headline is Azure resources. In that, number one, Azure Marketplace. It is like Google Play Store or Apple Store, where you can see a product from the vendor itself. That is example Google Play Store, where you will have a product like Gmail, YouTube, all Google products, and third-party vendor products also. Example, Facebook, Twitter, and so on, Instagram, and all these applications. So it's a place where you can see both the company products. So how to view this? Let me log into my account. Okay, can you see something called create a resource?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and now under this you can see an option called Azure Marketplace, or we can simply type Marketplace. Okay, it's loading now. As you can see here, there are thousands of applications, thousands of marketplace contents you can see under this. To give a simple example, Veeam is nothing but a backup software. Veeam, V-E-A-M. I gave technical session also, like I have delivered 3 sessions within a house. So Veeam is a backup software. So it's a third-party software, right? I'll simply search with the name called Veeam. You can see here.
Yes.
You can see all the services or all the products from Veeam, which is hosted on top of Azure Cloud. And let's type Microsoft only. Can you see here?
Yes.
So owner you can see, actually the publisher is Microsoft. So marketplace is a place where you can see third-party products, third-party integration with Azure, and Microsoft own products. So all 3 things you can find under marketplace. Okay. Yeah. Now we'll move on. GitHub API SDK. Okay. Do anyone heard about GitHub? Okay. GitHub is like, say, Facebook, right? Facebook you will use for what? Anyone? Why do you use Facebook, man?
Sharing posts.
Sharing recent events, example, birthday pictures, marriage, and to view others' pictures, videos, text, right? That's a place. It's a social media where you can share pics and you can put your comments and so on. Similarly, there are few people called developers who can write code, right? GitHub will give you a centralized place where multiple people can access a single source code. Example, I'm building a code for robotics. Let's say I have a C# robotics code, and that code should be shared to my teams, which is sitting around the globe, 10 teams. So I can share a common code. and those people can update the code centrally, and everyone can be managed a single code at a time centrally. So it's a place where you can modify, edit the code around the globe. GitHub provides such functionality. It provides a database for all your source codes. And recently, Microsoft has acquired this company. GitHub is a third-party company that has been recently acquired. It's close to like 2 months now, and still in, I think, it's still in the phase of transition. Let me verify that. And currently, Microsoft uses GitHub to keep its templates, to keep the source codes, few documentation, and so on. GitHub. Okay, can you put yourself on mute? I can see some disturbances. Preeti. Okay, yeah, you can see here, owner Microsoft. Acquisition is in progress. Just like in May, as I told you, like 2 months back, in May 2018, GitHub was sold to Microsoft. And GitHub provides a centralized sourcing, version code, distribution, version control, everything centralized. For a layman understanding, a place where people can share their codes and that can be updated centrally. That anyone can update that code anytime centrally, as simple as that. So GitHub, and move on. Azure Trust Center. Trust Center, where you will have about the product compliances. Example, Microsoft Azure compliance with 70 plus products. Let me bring this up. Microsoft Azure. Okay, and one of the cloud advantages is security, right? We'll see what security this Azure have. So Azure security compliance, cloud management tools. Automatic. Why Azure? Here we see. Okay, can you see here? Azure have globally 70 plus compliances, which means they are listed under all this global standardizations. Example, ISO. Okay, ISO is one example. ISO 9000. You see this, global standardizations, right? So similarly, Azure have such standardizations or such testing, vigorous testing done by all this security certificate providers, and currently it holds like 70 plus certification, 70 plus compliances. There we go. This is the one which I was searching. ISO 27001, HIPAA, FedRAMP, SOC, MTCS. Here, these are the compliances. This is more like giving food certificate. Like example, in canteen we have food. No, there will be a team who can provide a certificate, and whether the food is having any poison, and there are a lot of testings in the back end. So similarly, at the technical level, these organizations will provide the compliance certificate, whether they are secured or not. So Microsoft says, hey, I have 70 plus global certifications where my product is not that much easy to penetrate. Yeah, and beautiful one, that is Microsoft Docs. Microsoft Docs, similarly, it's a documentation page where you can see all Azure related docs. Azure documentation. Azure documentation. So docs.microsoft.com, where you can see all documentations related to Azure Cloud Services. Example, Windows Virtual Machine, Linux Virtual Machine, Azure CLI, Azure PowerShell. So you can see all the commands from one single console. You can view it like, let's take an example, Linux Virtual Machine, where you can see all Linux related commands. So creating a fully virtualized machine. So can you see here codes? So everything you can view under docs.microsoft.com. Center for docs. So these are all cloud resources, Azure resources. Okay, there we go. Now we'll start off with our first virtual machine. So today I'm going to show you like how can you create a virtual machine on Azure portal. Okay, to create a virtual machine, there are few standard things which is very much mandatory, are the golden rules. Repeating again, guys, the thing which I'm going to share in next 5-10 minutes now, if you hold this throughout the training, it will be easy for you to learn. Okay, whatever till now we discuss, you can forget that is secondary, but the thing which I'm going to discuss for the next 5 to 10 minutes, it's very, very important. Okay, inside Azure portal, there are two things important. One is create new resource. Second one is resource manager. Create new resource is like creating new services. Resource manager, it's like a home button to all running services. Example, virtual machine, disk, network security group, VNet, subnet, and so on. This is very, very important, because if you know this thoroughly, then only once you got into the Azure portal, it will be easy for you to navigation. I can proudly say that Azure portal is way simplified than AWS. Okay. Azure portal is a lot of ways simplified than AWS. Okay, here we're gonna see a few things. Into pay attention here, everyone. So here, okay, you want to see two things. One is vertically, the other one is horizontally. Okay, the vertical content. Vertical content, we call it as, or anything you see on the left hand side, we call it as hub menu. Hub menu. This naming convention is very important. Repeating again, anything you see on the left hand side vertically, this is called hub menu. Anything which you can see on the right hand side which extends horizontally, it's called blade. Preeti, can you put yourself on mute, please? Okay. Repeating again, within the Azure portal, anything you see on the left hand side vertically, this is called hub menu, and anything which you create, let's take an example, home, this is one tab, then click on new, next one is VM, next one is VNet, like that you can have extension on your right, then it is called a blade. Okay, let me do this. I'll click on new, I'll click on virtual machine. As you can see now, it's keep extending. You see here, to be more specific, I'm gonna create Windows 2016 virtual machine. I'll click on create. Okay, here I'll provide a name, username, password, and resource group, and location. And keep in mind, by default, all your virtual machines will be created in East US, and this is the cheapest location. This is the least pricing you can see. That's why I mean by default it is enabling in East US. Okay, the expensive is maybe in UK, but the least expensive is in US. Okay, click on OK, and pay as you go subscription, and choose. So here you have different sizes of machines available. Based on your company demand, you're gonna choose. Okay, let's take an example. My company is a startup company who doesn't not have high IOPS. I just need, like 1600 IOPS, 4 GB RAM. That should be more than sufficient. Then I can go with B1 MS. And keep in mind, these pricings are varying from 0.93 paise, I mean 0.50 paise. I'll put it in notepad. Cost of a VM per hour. One least is 0.50 paise. This could be a Linux machine, and 2 max. Minimum and maximum prices. What I've seen is I've seen on the cost in terms of a month, that is 1,92,000. 1,92,000 per month. Okay. So the understanding here is the least price is per hour. This is per hour. Okay. Cost of VM per hour, it's 0.50 and 50 paise, and the maximum it can go up to 1,92,000 per single virtual machine. Okay, who uses this machine? Example, people who have produced Avatar, Titanic, and what is that, Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, any high definition streaming which includes an graphics GPU enabled one, they can use these machines. These machines runs with NVIDIA latest version with high computing and storage capacity. So those people can use these machines. Okay, so and then click on select and configure settings. I'm not going to explain everything here. I'm as of now at this time I'm just going to click on OK and just create a virtual machine. I'll explain each and everything tomorrow so that you will not get confused by day one. So the intention of showing this is how to create a virtual machine over a Azure portal. Okay, I'll click on create, and the deployment will take minimum like 5 to 10 minutes, at least 5 minutes. So it is started creating a deployment in East US. Yeah, so I want to hold it here, all of you. I want to stop it here. And any doubts on today's topic?
No, from my end.
Okay, and moreover, whatever the images which I create during the session, and I will save it. Whatever the text I'll type, I'll save it into the OneDrive portal. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, guys. One basic doubt. Difference between Azure and AWS is just a company.
Okay, it's not just a company, it's a lot of things actually. AWS have 1,000+ services. You know, AWS is started like 10 years before Microsoft. Okay. When this fellow was started in 2010, they were there like 2000 only. In 2000 only, AWS is started their no 2000, yeah, earlier 2000 they have started the business.
I believe 2003, right, Bhaskar, Azure started.
It's 2000. I mean, the work which has happened in the back end. Earlier 2000 means what? 2003, or it can be any year in that range. So AWS is way ahead of Azure in terms of services, in terms of the offerings, in terms of integrations. And Azure, it's just like 10 years in the market, right? And it's playing like one of the key players in the market. Yeah, and moreover, I'll tell you the advantages of Azure over AWS. One is strong customer base, which means, as you know, very recently, like very recently, like in this year, Bill Gates moved to second position because of Jeff Bezos, the Amazon, CEO. So where Bill Gates was he was unbeaten, like close to like 30 years, 25+ years, being world number one and the richest person, right? And very recently, Amazon has surpassed him, and he's standing now the world number one, right? So here, if you look at the customer base, Amazon customer base in terms of consumables, in terms of online portal accessibility and all these things. But when you look at the Microsoft, right, they have everything. Example, Microsoft operating system, Microsoft database, Microsoft database applications, Office. They have all these products. But Amazon have what? Amazon don't have any OS. Amazon don't have any data. I mean, they have everything in the cloud now, very recently, but the strong base, customer base, is for Microsoft. But in terms of cloud market, I would say that Amazon have 49% global share, and Azure have 20+% of global share. Okay, and when compared to the pricing, almost they are similar here and there. Here, this fellow will give one product lower cost, the other product it will be higher cost. It's more like you comparing between Flipkart and Amazon. Flipkart, you see from some product this will be lesser in cost, and in Amazon you will see some product will be lesser in cost. In Amazon there is no delivery charges. In Flipkart you will see additional delivery charges, right? So almost all same, and the customer base, and the main thing is UI. Using Azure, right, it's the simplest way to use than AWS. And moreover, the best different I would say is 40% of licensing cost you can save. on Azure. See, even though AWS is providing the virtual machine, no, as you still see in Windows virtual machine, what he is using? Microsoft product again, right? But a person who is using Azure Windows operating system, right? If he would have already purchased a license from Microsoft, let's take an example, like 5 years before he purchased Windows 2012 Enterprise Edition 10 licenses. Now Azure says if you are already a customer, you no need to apply, you no need to use my own license key. Whatever the license key which you have purchased now as like 5 years before, you can still use that license key within the operating system which is built on top of Azure cloud, right? So there are their own pros and cons, but I would say in future Azure it's definitely will come pretty close to the AWS, because I could see the trend like since past years now, Azure slowly migrated towards, I mean there is an Gartner review system, I mean Gartner what is that report, where you can see from the past 5 years Azure is moving very fast to challenge AWS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bhaskar, anyway, we can verify the reviews like the market, like moving to the Azure. Any particular sites to be verify that?
I'll tell you, man. Here, I can show you also. There are a lot of websites available, but I'll personally follow Gartner ratings on the market capitalizations, and every year they will release one review. Let's take an example. Gartner 2018 Cloud IaaS result. Magic Quadrant. Yes. This is pretty old. This is January 2018. This is Magic Quadrant hyper-converged infrastructure. No, I'm looking for cloud. This is VMware Magic Quadrant. There you go. Can you see here? This is last year's one, but still you can see. I mean, currently I could see this image. Let me bring this. Open image in new tab. Okay, can you see here? This was as per June 2017, and this is the the graph. Everyone can refer this. See, these are all competitors. This Google is coming very closer to the borderline. I think by another 2-3 years, maybe he will also become a leader. GCP, Google Cloud Platform, is also playing a major role, and as you all know, Atos is a partner with whom now? Google Cloud Platform. Yeah, recently you would have seen communications. Atos is our platinum partner with the GCP now, and Google is already started providing free trainings on those products with Atos employees. And if you check that email, right, whenever you receive anything on GCP, just read everything in that email, and there will be a link. You as an Atos employee, you can go through some free trainings from Google. Okay. Earlier, Atos also tied up with the AWS, Microsoft, and now they tied up with Google also. So Atos have access to all these things. The only thing is we should know whom to reach, what to reach, and so on. Clear now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm putting back the same question again. We are end of day 1. Okay, day 1 and day 2, it's gonna be very basic, which needed throughout your cloud career. So that's why I'm going damn slow on first 2 days, and next 3rd day onwards, maybe possibly we'll start by second half of tomorrow, where it'll be little faster. We will have more labs. Day 1 and day 2 more like theory, where I will stop and I'll proceed, because your understanding on first 2 classes is very important, right?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah. So guys, any doubts on today's topic? Everyone, I want answer from everyone.
No doubt from Bhaskar.
No, Bhaskar.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna make a attendance. Kindly give your name, because I don't know how many people are active now. So give me your names one by one. Sorry.
Ashok.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do one thing. I have a list here. I'll just put it in Excel. I'll put P in front of it. Okay. One by one.
Yeah, call out the names.
Are in circuit also, I can see it. Names.
And you can just call out their names so that.
Okay.
Actually, once you end up this call, you'll get attendance automatically captured in the chat box itself. So there is no need to.
But if someone is, let me tell you. Let's say one person is sharing his machine. No. Example, I heard this from Balakrishnan, and somebody was sharing together actually. In that case, it will be, I may track wrongly, right? That's why I was.
Yeah, no problem. In that case, you can.
Is that fine? Yeah, is that fine if I just put it in an Excel sheet and I'll put P in front of it?
Yes.
Yeah, boss.
One moment. Okay, so is Tushar is here? Tushar Gaikwad. Okay, I know Ravi is here.
Yeah.
Chandrasekhar.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, I know Preeti is here. And Vikrant. No, Akhil Khan is here.
Present, sir.
Vikrant, you are there? Vikrant? No. Manas Ranjan, are you here? Chok?
Yes.
Okay. Where is?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Karthik? Nagavani? Ramesh is here. Ravakumar, I heard.
Yes.
Hariram, I heard. Prasanta. Vinod Kumar. Agavinti Vinod Kumar. Is he here? Bala is here. Komal, yes, I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for extending this time. Yeah, we are end of day 1, so hope everyone is understanding my language, right? So there is no confusions and everything is clear, right?
I have a small query. What are the timings actually? Today ending up by 1 o'clock. The general timings.
Yes, it's like 9 to 1.
9 to 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So week of no.
No. Only you see here, sir. Session is started today. Today is 16th. Session is still 25th. Right? So every day it is like 4 hours, and we don't have session during weekends. That is on 22nd and 21st and 22nd, we don't have a session. So we have total 8 sessions. So 7 is completed. Still we have 7 more sessions to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
And the recording will be available.
Bye.
Hello, Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Recording will be available.
Recording, I will upload everything in that link. You will see everything there.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.